Hey everyone, it's Lily, and if you can't tell by the little whiteboard behind me, we have just hit 1,000 subscribers. I know that in like the whole grand scheme of YouTube, that isn't really that much, but that is way more than I ever would have expected me to get on this channel, or any of the channels I've had in the past, most of which are deleted, for good reason. But I wanted to celebrate this. And YouTube was kind enough to finally give me access to a community, so I can now make posts on my channel to keep you guys updated, which I originally had to do on my Twitter, which I don't think most of you followed. So now I can keep you guys updated, but I want to do something a little special, so today we are going to take a look at the bookcase. We're mostly going to take a look at these RPG books I have down here. I do have some just reading books, some CDs. Just off to the side here is my music stuff. And of course all this up here. But mostly it's gonna be these bad boys. So, let's get started. Transition. So here we are. This is where I record. I think my camera's zoomed in a bit. Whoop, there we go. So this is where I record. There's my closet door right there. So yeah, let's start at the top. I'm just going to give a brief overview of everything that's over here, and then we'll get to the real meat and potatoes of the video. So up at the top, we have my role-playing game board from Hexers. I didn't mean to order the XL version, but thankfully it comes in 2 pieces, so if I want a normal sized board, I could just use 1 piece. Really nice board. I like having a solid board instead of like a roll, so that's really handy. Then we have One Night Ultimate Werewolf, which I haven't... I actually haven't gotten the chance to play yet, which sucks, because the looks fun, but I still keep it up there. Then if we look down here, we have this drawer, which houses my dice. We have my little polyhedral set. We have the D6 and the D10. Because those are the most common sets, so I could play, with these I could play D&D, Call of Cthulhu, Shadowrun, Apocalypse World, Dungeon, or Storyteller System, stuff like that. I do want to get some special dice like Fate die, or maybe Fantasy Flight Star Wars die. Yeah, right now I got these. And then over here we have the Game Master kit that I put together, which I did totally steal from Puffin Forest, so shout out to him. We have a bunch of D20, a bunch of D6. We have 3 polyhedral sets, 2 big D20 for a dramatic effect, 13 tokens to represent bad guys. The white one, the red and black are all numbered, and the white one has a skull on it for bosses. We have 4 dice to represent players, or player characters, because I can't afford miniatures. Then we have little flat marbles to represent friendly NPCs. I have blue and matte blue, but I'm probably going to get rid of the matte blue because I hate how it feels under my fingers. I have autism, and the thing with that is just like certain... These chips make it hard to close up. I have autism, so certain sensations drive me crazy. The feeling of those matte marbles, definitely one of them. Then we have my first aid kit, which is my Magic the Gathering collection, which is 2 decks that I've never played before. I tried to get really into Magic. It was not bad, I just don't get to play it much. And my whiteboard, which currently has Holy Crap 1000. I got this for GMing, but I'm gonna start using it to like do some cool like flavor stuff like what I did here. and what I'm going to do in the Cult of Ecstasy video and other videos. Basically just having some text here that relates to the video. Nothing too distracting. Then we have my reading books, which isn't much. I read more than this. It's just I read using audiobooks. So yeah. Pause and look at that if you want. That's book 2 of the Maximum Ride novels. I don't know where book 3 is, and I don't have book 1. I have read the whole series, though. If I haven't deleted those videos, I did have a series talking about the manga adaptation, which I think is vastly superior. Then we have my music CDs, which I went through a phase of wanting CDs. Probably could have sell them at some point. But yeah. They're my CDs. A lot of weird 80s synth pop, weird electronica, and 21 Pilots, because I'm trash. Then just at the bottom, we have my mixer that I really should use more. A shoebox that has like an old drum machine I stole from my grandparents. And a tape machine, which I bought legally. And a toolkit. Because despite all my best efforts to prove to the contrary, I'm apparently a massive butch. And I'm not saying that as a slur. I actually am a lesbian, so. But let's move on to the piece de resistance. I'm so sorry to any of my French viewers. The books. So I have them organized in alphabetical order by series. Then within the series it goes core rulebook and then the source books in alphabetical order. If that makes any sense. So, like for stuff like this, the core rulebook is one book. But for D&D, if I ever get more books, it's the player's guide and the GM guide in front, and then everything behind that. I don't have any other D&D books, because meh. Anyway, let's start with Call of Cthulhu, which is actually a really special RPG to me, because it was the first RPG I ever wrote a custom campaign for. I did run Shadowrun first, but I ran a campaign name that I don't remember. Future me put the campaign cover up like here. Right there. That's what it's called. Wow, what a fun campaign. So yeah, Call of Cthulhu, first time I ever wrote a custom game. So this is really special to me. I really want to get I kind of want to get the player's guide just for completion. But yeah, then we have the GM screen, which I'm not going to fold out because that's a nightmare. But I'll put a picture of it right here. I just really like the art. Then we actually have a, somewhere in there, is a campaign that came with the GM screen that I should look at some point. I do want to do like pre-made stuff more, because less stressful. Then, pretty early on, we come to the big one, the City of Mist core set. This game only came out recently. The physical books just came out in March. The PDFs have been out for a while. This is probably my favorite RPG of all time. I love the setting. Basically, it's kind of like Fables, American Gods, Noir. It's a really good setting. I love the art. As you can see, the art here is amazing. I have the player's guide, the GM's guide, and the GM screen. I keep it all in this nice premium set box because I think it looks awesome. And I think that it just shows, like, you look at all this, they're just kind of out there, and the bam! Like, this is special to me. So, favorite RPG of all time, and Son of Oak Studios, if you watch this, bring me on. I have some ideas for, like, pre-made campaigns and stuff. Or I could just do a video on it, and you pay me money. Then we have Deadlands Reloaded, which I only ran a few times, never got to finish. Really good game, really cool mashup of steampunk, Wild West, horror, and fantasy. Plus a dash of alternate history, which is always fun. Really nice system. I do have Reloaded, which is the conversion to the Savage World system, because I don't like the original system, so Reloaded it is. Next, we have the Dresden Files RPGs, which I really want to get physical versions of the books, because I like the books. Really fun urban fantasy game. I like the Fate system. It's a really cool generic system. We have Your Story, which is the general guide, and Our World, which is just kind of basically if you haven't read the books, or you have read the books and you just want to see how everyone's statted. Our World. Yeah, really good game, really fun, really good book series too. And then of course, Dungeons and Dragons, Player's Handbook, and GM Guide. Dungeons and Dragons is my favorite. I much prefer Dungeon World, which is the very next thing. But, you know, sometimes people want to play Dungeons and Dragons, so I have Dungeons and Dragons, and it's not bad. It's just not my favorite. Yeah, then we have Dungeon World, Amazing Art. Apocalypse World is my favorite system. Then we have this little shrimp of a rule book, Fate Accelerated, which is an even more streamlined version of the system Dresden Files is run on. Really fun. I haven't gotten the chance to run it, unfortunately, but it does look like a whole lot of fun. So, excited to run that. Then, actually, I forget, I lie, I technically have run it, because Icons, Superpowered Role-Playing, is run on a modified version of that system. This is a really fun superhero game. Really nice, really customizable. I like the art. I know some people prefer Mutants and Masterminds, but that just... I don't know. That just takes a while to make characters. This, you can just roll up some characters, really good for one-shots. Good system. Then, of course, Mage the Ascension. Ah, boy. Yep. Because, of course, it's here. We have the core book. I only have revised. Unfortunately, I really want to get my hands on M20. And, of course, when 5th edition comes out, I'm going to eat that stuff up. Yes, we have the core rulebook, the Book of Madness, which is about, like, Nefandi and Marauders, which will get their videos. The Guide to the Technocracy, which will also get their own videos. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. Guide to the Traditions, which is kind of a pseudo-player's guide, but I just keep it here. And then Mage the Sorcerer's Crusade, which is set in the same world, but in the Renaissance, which is when the whole which is basically when the whole meta plot of the series kicks off. Really want to run it. It'd be really cool to kind of run it where, because back then the Technocracy were kind of the good guys. I don't know. Yeah. Savage Worlds, fun generic system. Really nice. Not my favorite. It's not as freeform as Fate or Apocalypse World, but it's good. It's good. Good enough to have around. And then Shadowrun. The core book, because I really want to get the source books, but I only get the core book. This, I don't know if I nerded out harder when I got this or Call of Cthulhu. Either way, I, like, physically was shaking with happiness. Yeah, like I said, this was the first RPG I ever ran. As you could expect from a first-time GM, it was a dumpster fire, but it was my dumpster fire, damn it. And I'm really excited that they're coming out with 6th edition. I should probably look at the rules for it at some point, but yeah. Shadowrun, infamously complicated, but I like it. Definitely not, like... It's weird, because I usually prefer, like, Fate or Apocalypse World. I usually like the freeform rules light stuff, but there's something about Shadowrun's combat that I just can't get enough of it. So yeah, go to my book. Then we have the GM screen, which I got like a year or two before I got the core book for some reason. Both were Christmas presents from my mom, but they were like a year or two apart, weirdly. Urban Shadows, fun As it says right on the tin, political urban fantasy. Really nice. I like the Apocalypse World system, if I haven't said that enough already. Really fun. I do really want to run it more. I love the art. I think it looks better in black and white, as this young lady shows, but I like the art and I like the game. So, yeah. Then, of course, we get to Vampire the Masquerade. I have the revised rulebook, just because. Again, still want to get V20. I just prefer the revised edition, because look at this cover. This is like the definitive Vampire the Masquerade cover. Then we have the Guide to the Camarilla, which is horribly outdated, and a Guide to the Sabbat, which they're all dead now. So, yeah. Still fun reads. Then Vampire 5th edition, which I got last Christmas. Love this new not new system, but I love what they did to it. I like how they combined the rules of Vampire the Requiem, the reboot, while still keeping the lore intact. I love, love, love this new edition. If it wasn't for the fact that they haven't added in any of the new clans, and the fact that I'm sentimental, I probably would sell these. But again, I'm sentimental. Then we have the GM screen. Another good screen that I'm not going to fold out. The Storyteller's Toolkit, which just rolling up random NPCs is fun. The Anarch sourcebook, which I pre-ordered. Really fun sourcebook. Has probably one of the creepiest passages I've ever read. To anyone who has the sourcebook, did the passage, it was called, "Is it okay to feed Vitae to a baby?" Did that creep anyone else out? Because that passage just got under my skin. And then, of course, we have the Camarilla sourcebook, which I also pre-ordered, which is also really good. I'm really glad that it didn't take them long to add in the Ministry, formerly the Followers of Set, and the Banu Hakim, formerly the Asamites. I'm glad they did it in the first two source books. Good on you, Paradox or Modiphius or whoever owns this freaking mess now. Then, Vampire the Requiem. Hot take. I like these games. I don't generally... In some I do. But generally I don't like them more than these games. But they're good. They had their merits. I think if you're going to do a crossover Chronicle, the Chronicles of Darkness system is better. And I do just like some of the lore. For example, like one of my girlfriends pointed out, Requiem wasn't made by a white supremacist. Which is automatic plus, so there's not any racism built into the clams. Cough, cough, Ravnos. But yeah, I like the system, I like the lore. I do like how they updated it. Camera. In 2nd edition, though, also this book is nice and thick. And it's better written, for some reason. Like, obviously I'm glad that it's better written. I just love the writing in 2nd edition. So, yeah. Screw the haters. And we have Werewolf the Forsaken. Werewolf is kind of a blind spot in my World of Darkness lore. With the big 3 games, obviously, like Butthole, the Toilet Paper, I don't know much about. But Werewolf's kind of a blind spot. Still super fun game. I love the lore. It has some of my favorite lore, which you should see next month. Ooh. Follow my Patreon. And lastly, the World of Darkness core book. I think this was actually the first rulebook I bought for myself. Thank you guys so much. Again, I really cannot say it enough. I'm so happy that enough people enjoy my videos. I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I'd just be saying the same thing over and over again. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'm sorry for the delay the past few days. My audio interface was broken, so not only could I not record, I actually couldn't listen to anything, which is why this video took so long to get out, even though it's not using my fancy schmancy mic, it's just using the camera. But now this is out. Hopefully the Cult of Ecstasy video will be out before the end of May. I know time. But yeah, thank you all so much for being patient for the big 1K. And as always, I will see you lovely people later.